a quick jump from the prototype in the basement to having it actually set up on site, and I will explain. This here is a deck, which is about 18 inches here. You see steps going down. Look, took some of this stone here with his tractor to try to make this level. This was a lot higher, this was lower, so we tried to make it somewhat more level. And this is the 1, 2, 3 stack, and this is the 1, 2 stack. We had to put a little bit extra blocking underneath. And this is an 8-foot double 2x6 vertical, and then on top is a horizontal flat 2x6 8-foot, and then these are 1 inch by I think 6 inches pieces that are screwed into that top plate so that the wheels don't fall off of that. And you can see there isn't a whole lot of room on the deck for error either, so it has to get pre-lined up here, pre-lined up here. So this here is a large 5-foot by 7-foot scaffolding that comes up, and had to take the wheels off and put it right up on the top here in order to get it to sit level close enough. This one used to be down here, but we were missing this space in here. We couldn't get up into the one section of the peak, so we had to put this blue scaffolding up here, which means we had to elevate this back end, and that's what I was making these for, so we could get this up close this way and this way. And you can see there's another scaffolding that actually runs over horizontal this way to get on the inside of some beams. So we got like 3 sets of scaffolding running. You can see for the 5-foot by 7-foot, the big scaffolding, we had to put a stone down here, a board, and those had screw jacks so we could raise it up enough to do that. But it only fits in the peak in this one section. We can't move it either way, so we have to use this blue one to do the other parts. So how did it work? Well, you can see we have the bucket of the tractor sitting on this end, so obviously something wasn't quite right. And what happened was we couldn't get this pier over far enough because this was in place. So this wound up straddling this point. So when I climb up the scaffold and I lean on this side of the scaffold, this end of the board pops up. The intent was to bolt these vertical 2x6s into this piece and then bolt this part of the top plate into the vertical 2x6s, but I did not have that done in time, so these pieces, this end would lift up. If I did have this bolted here, here, and here, and here, then this end would not have popped up, even though ideally this pier would have been way over here, but we couldn't. So we just put the bucket there so we can continue on. I also need to make a third one for this side over here because I guess I thought this was higher, but it isn't. And we have some more work to do, so we're probably going to take this lower single section of, I think it's 6 foot by 2.5 foot scaffolding, this more section is blue. We're going to put it here, and over here we're going to put a section here and here so that we can have a low section, a mid section, and a high section. So what do we think about our first prototype? I need a third one down here, so I need to make another one of these for here. This needs to get bolted and bolted, bolted and bolted. And I think these are 4 or 5 inch wheels, and this is a 2x6, so it's like 5.5 inches. So these small wheels fit in here and will turn. These are 8-inch wheels that will not, it'll fit in there in this orientation, but it won't turn when you go to push it. Not that we can actually move this one because it's too tall, it hits the peak. But if we were to use this configuration for this bigger scaffolding, this will have to be like probably a 2x10 horizontal piece in here in order to get the wheels to sit there, right? And these will have to be a little bit higher. So I think what, like, we're not gonna take this all apart just for me to make those mods, we got work to do. So I think what I will do is make another one of these lower ones, because this is going to have to get moved to the other side to do work on the other side of the peak. So I'll have 3 and 3 to move to the other side, and this small scaffolding will fit in this thing, but I will probably bring a drill and my bolts to bolt that in there. And you know, my initial thought was that these two horizontal or vertical 2x6s would go halfway, and then I could put another 8-foot section here, and then I would just line it up here and put a bolt right through, and that would line up right in the middle there, and I'd put a bolt through. But as you can see, I can't always get these piers exactly where I want them because of interference with other things. So I have to rethink exactly how I drill holes, maybe every foot or so, something like that. I'm not even sure. All right, well, that was kind of one of those therapy projects. It was just kind of like fun, kind of creating and thinking of how to make an elevated, big enough piers that can be moved. And these things are all made out of ash. I cut trees. I just use my sawmill for cutting those things. They weigh a lot, so I can't like just screw a whole bunch of things together. I have to like make it in pieces so I can transport it and then bolt it into place when we get there. So this will be revised as we move and do more work, but a good first attempt.